would say I'm pretty relaxed, pretty laid back, but when it comes to racing, I'm super competitive. I've been racing for like over 20 years of World Cup racing. We've had younger riders come through other teams that I've been on, but when you've got like a Loris Version, a Lucas Shaw, these are established riders. But it would be kind of arrogant to go to like Loris Version and go, hey, you know what, I really think you need to break a bit earlier. It just doesn't kind of fit. The great thing about this is setting up this platform for the younger riders, for Gracey and Lucas and Kirk to show their full potential.
To be on a team with someone of his caliber, and even just the way he deals with people, it's like when he's talking to you, it's so genuine and you know that he means what he says.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, we're just getting started.
I think this was one of my toughest seasons. I knew coming into it, it was gonna be my last season. I put a lot of pressure on myself, and for William, I wanted to like really kick things off, and damn, it went the other way.
We started Fort William, and it was a baptism of fire.
The move from Santa Cruz to Norco, you know, I'd been there for 16 years, so it was a whole big change. It's been really nice building the team. It's been nice directing the team and choosing the people around me. I'm looking forward to this chapter. You know, we've also got some young riders on the team that is more of the base of what we're trying to build. And I think we've off to a good start.
This is mine. It says my name on it.
We've done all we can, and we'll continue to do all we can. You can't do more than that, can you?
Growing up and having my first season racing in the UK, this kind of always felt like a home race for me. I see a lot of people that I grew up racing with 20 years ago. A few moments of stress.
Yeah.
Haven't you all? It's worked out good. Come hang out. Come hang out for a second. How are you? Everything all right?
I always said I wanted to take Greg to the end of his career and support for him because we've always got on well, and I get to do it again to the end of his career, so I couldn't be happier.
Fort William's a hard track to race. It's not particularly fun. It's rough and it's long. It's a track where you're trying to generate speed and pick up pace and carry speed. You're trying to build momentum and go faster and faster and faster.
I've been thinking about Fort William for almost a year because I missed World Champs last year because of my broken ankle. We're here now. I'm just excited to see how it goes with the new team. Things were feeling good. I was ready to go for qualifying, and then out of nowhere, wham, I just hit the deck.
Well, Lucas had a huge crash in practice. Essentially got bucked over the bars. I think from what he said, he tried to sort of hold on, but he just got thrown over the bars. And he's broken his leg. He has quite a badly broken femur. It's been a real tough start. I think everyone was quite affected in the team from that. Everyone was a bit rattled.
How was it?
Fine.
Who's what?
It's fine.
Who's fine? How was it?
I feel what people see is not really what's going on inside. Like, I feel like it's a massive storm, just everything going, but I go back to like basic stuff, just visualizing the course, understanding what I need to do and making sure that I'm ready to do my routine down that track.
Might be worth getting Tisha to have a look at that. Just go back to the pits, because then we can come back.
I'll tell you what I was going for.
The first one, like...
Goodwin's done so much work to get it. Just needed some...
Broken hearts and shattered dreams. But we got a good team.
Not what I was expecting. I was expecting a bit more. I've separated that shoulder before, so there's definitely a separation, but it looks like there's a few splinters of bone, so I need to get some expert advice on it. So, I'm not sure what next. This is the thing we chose.
Yeah. Best sport in the world, though.
Yeah.
Devastated for Lucas still. Ultimately, we can't control these bike crashes. The stuff we can control, I think we've done an amazing job of.
Fort William was pretty shit. Lucas's crash, and then I did not feel like myself riding my bike. didn't feel smooth. I couldn't let go of my brakes. After riding W like 3 days, and it was just so fun. Me and Kirk, so many laps. We got to ride jumps too, which was pretty sick.
Your shoulder's too buggered to do any housework, but here we are, about to do some downhill.
It hasn't felt too bad. Well, I'll lie, I'm actually just been cruising, but it's been really nice to just loosen up a little bit, get riding again.
I'll follow you if you follow me.
Sorry to interrupt you. Grace, do you know where the Red Bull APC is, the physio? How are we doing? Yeah, good to see you. You okay?
Listen, if you can tolerate and deal with the pain, you'll be fine.
My shoulder is not 100%, it's far from it, but it was like, do we need to operate now or try and ride the season out? And if I wanted to continue racing, operation wasn't the way to go. And hopefully with a bit of tape and some painkillers you can race. I've got the option now to race, and I think that was the most important part about the last 10 days of recovery, is just trying to be in the position to race if I can. And if I can't, I can't, but at least I've tried.
Sorted? Thank you, mate. As ever.
Love it. I think best track I've ever walked. Oh man, this is sick.
This guy? No, it's right here. He's with all of us. It sucks he's not hitting some of these jumps with the rest of them.
I'm sat here wearing a t-shirt with Lucas's face on it because we missed the guy and we wish he was here. He's seen people have similar injuries and come back. So from that point of view, I think he's being positive and he's trying to control what he can control. He's trying to look after the rehab, improve his mobility.
Because I've had so much support from my family and the team, I got over that sadness or devastating feeling quite quickly. And it's also been nice to be home for parts of the year that I'm usually away. So I'm really just trying to enjoy my time off. As hard as that is, I'm just trying to make the most of it, but I'm always looking forward to getting back on the bike and getting racing again.
Norco has been amazing.
It helped Lucas heal, knowing the team is supporting him, and you guys maintained having him as part of the team. Like, you're wearing the shirts, everybody reaching out to him, you're doing dinners and you're calling for, checking up on him. It really helped him heal. It made him feel it was going to be okay. Like, he just has a broken leg.
Are you dressed?
Hey! Part of the team dinner again. How was the track?
Like a BC Cup, Lucas.
Yeah, it's like a BC Cup.
It's like Pano.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I should have been going for the win this weekend.
Yeah.
For sure.
The feeling of missing out and being separated from a group that probably a good friendship group is quite a depressing thing to go through. At the same time, I think he's being really positive about it, and he's sort of glass half full character anyway, and he understands that it is part of the sport, unfortunately. Downhillers are willing to push through quite a lot, and understanding that they've got soreness and they've got pain and they're going to try and ride through that, which isn't always common in all sports. In some sports, unless you're absolutely perfect, you haven't got a chance. But you can still ride a bike as fast as possible.
That run was better than the first, but I tried to push it a bit harder. That wasn't too bad. I feel like I'm under pressure a bit because I'm late for practice, strapping shoulders. If I can get in this run, then we'll feel more relaxed for the summer.
It's raining. Yeah, it was like ice. That's impossible to ride. That's like the slipperiest thing I've ever ridden.
It's at the skating rink at the moment. It's all of the jump faces too. They're just ice.
The track changed a lot. It was making it quite nice and technical. I was quite thankful for the rain to slow it down a little bit.
Out, it's quite warm, and I think the track's just going to get drier and drier. We're not due to get any rain today, so yeah, I'm excited. An hour and a half of practice for Gracey.
You can hardly tell that it's rained in some of these spots. I think sometimes line choice is what you're most comfortable on. It's not a one size fits all. Gracey should be near the front. We're pretty organised this morning. The only thing is you've got to be careful when you land that the tyre doesn't want to just push off. But you're good because you lean forward and your body's going the way you want to go, so you're not going to have a problem with that.
The dirt is insane today.
She had a good morning. Track just getting faster and faster. So she came down, she was just like, let's go fast. We're in warm-up zone right now, all focused, and it's game time.
So relax now, because we've got to get you ready to go again. Okay? That was amazing.
He's gone. Shoulder seems okay. Couple of changes to the bike, so hopefully he's in and we can get down to get ready for semi.
I think Greg's probably being hard on himself. He's had a really bad shoulder. I think he's done an amazing job just to be here. Honestly, just to be here and turn up is incredible. But he's already at Fox trying to get the suspension better so he can go testing. He's a madman. Just always pushing, always. And I was like, maybe you need the rest. Maybe the rest would be a good thing. You know, give yourself a chance to get back for Leogang. It's like, no, I need to ride it down, but I need to get the setup better.
Gracey, how are you? You ready? Wind it up.
Come on, Gracey.
This is what Gracey's really good at. So.
Gracey Hemstreet. Also not satisfied with the way things unfolded for the Canadian in Fort William. Riding that bike. Oh, great. Flying over the Michelin last drop. And here in the semifinals, she clocks the second best time. 3:30.
The rut was so big, like triple the size of my last run. I like went into it and I just...
Again, when you think about her time, considering she's been over the bars.
It's okay. Did a good job. Pace is there. Come on, brother. Ah, dear. Gracey's just been riding so much better. She knows what she needs to do and she's been riding brilliantly. So that's a huge positive, isn't it?
Like I felt super good on the bike, which was awesome. Yeah, I had some good sectors from the pink bike breakdown, so that was cool to see, and had a lot of fun. Team was awesome. I just want to go race like right now.
Here you go. Here it comes.
I just take it one day at a time. Because working in this business for decades, you can't imagine, like, if you have an expectation, you limit the possibilities. You put things behind you very quickly and then move on to the next. So I would just say we're coming into this race with a really more solid base, care and concern, and a really powerful, wonderful team.
I'm starting to feel like we all know what we're doing. We're starting to get into a routine, and that's, in a way, it's brilliant, but I want us to all keep our eye on the ball. I worry because we've got these back-to-back races, something might get dropped. That keeps me up at night. We don't get many opportunities at a World Cup race.
Gracey is just so delightful. She's just like this tender little soul, and she's so amazing on a bike if you hadn't noticed. She's phenomenal.
They've just started him, but girl fell off in the first corner, so they've stopped it again. Yeah. I think she got a bit carried away, a bit overexcited, but it's quite misty, so there's we're above the mist almost now, so you just go into the mist.
This morning, it was really wet because it rained all night. Yeah, so that made it interesting. Crash first lap. Oh. Yeah. I just need to relax and just ride how I ride.
Greg's kept his shoulder concerns to himself, really. I think he just wants to get on with it. He knows that there's not a lot that can be done now apart from taping him up, and he's not complained once. He's elite level athletes are incredible. They don't moan about a thing.
I've observed Greg over almost 2 decades now, and can I say he's a tough mother? You can cut that out. His mental strength, when he puts his mind to something, he goes after it and he achieves it if it's in his path. He's also very good at just leaving the past behind and moving on to the next thing, controlling the things he can control.
Oh, that's fascinating.
I think she had a really fun day yesterday. When time practice coming in the last couple of laps, everything just clicked together and she's feeling confident, and watching back the GoPro footage, she knows she's fast through there and everyone watching knows she's got pace, so it's exciting.
I was feeling really good this weekend. Yeah, my quali run not so much, really weird. It's like the worst run out of the weekend, and then I ate it. Just forget about that one.
Hospital.
Get an X-ray.
X-ray.
I'm good. Okay, we'll see you in a bit. And then we got some X-rays. The guy came in like 10 minutes later. He's like, yeah, your fourth metacarpal is broken. I was like, okay. It's not a bad injury. It's just like a little broken bone in your hand, so it'll heal up quick.
Gracey's pace was amazing. Like, I'm so excited for her, and I think she can feel it herself. She's got that little glint in her eye knowing I'll be back, I know what I can do.
I just want to race. I was really looking forward to Beilsko. I'm so mad. But next year we'll do it.
You feeling alright?
Yeah.
And then we'll get you sorted.
Yeah. Yep.
This is the best I've seen Kirk ride all year. And I think if it wasn't for a couple of mistakes in that semi-run, he'd have been pretty close.
Gonna do that line up on the rocks, down. Yeah. And then there's just like a nice bike park gravel burn there. I friggin' just went to bounce off that thing. I slid so much.
And that to me is a really positive takeaway. He wasn't worrying about the bike and he could just ride.
I think I'm gonna miss finals, but still positives.
And I think Greg was almost the opposite. He was probably like a day behind getting the bike where he wanted it. And that was his challenge.
Yeah. I didn't think so. No, not anymore.
We get the chance to go straight to Val d'Isère, and that's a positive thing. We're not going to have to stew on this.
When you get to like Val d'Isère, everything changes. It's a beast of a track. It's rough, it's fast, it's steep.
Sections just go on all the way down the track. You know, like in Leogang last weekend, there was like a couple of sections which were like pretty gnarly or had different line choices. Here, I could spend half an hour trying to figure something out. And there's like 15 more sections like this down the track. That wasn't bad, was it? I hope he's pushing on all the way for a full run, because then we can get an idea of pace.
I think that's what I've really managed to do good in my career, was set up the bike where I'm completely comfortable in it and then be able to push it really hard. So that's why we try all these different setups. It's our fourth race on the bike. It's not a whole lot of time.
Need a hand there?
He didn't really want me to use the shock.
The mechanic's kind of the right-hand man, so the whole point is to help him get faster and help him solve his problems on bike setup. Sometimes we feel a bit more like a psychologist.
Tom just gets us like a blank look and frown whenever I say, hey Tom, I've got this idea. And you just see him just thinking, oh, here we go.
In his career of 1 million years, he's tried everything at least once. I guess the challenges of that is he doesn't always bring me problems to help him solve. Downhill's really tricky. It's obviously an uncontrollable sport. There's loads of options on the bike, there's loads of options on the track, and they all change regularly.
We're so close to breaking through into a more comfortable setup. We don't have a lot of data on this bike, and so that's what we're building now.
For Greg, he needs the bike where he wants it to then let him go fast. I'm really confident that when he's in this position, when we've got this window, he will then focus on going fast. The difficulty was that qualifying and the semi, that was his chance to start going quick, but that has to happen earlier. He knows that more than anyone.
I'm starting early tomorrow because it's rain coming.
It's all planned.
We were all excited to be in the final. Not necessarily a celebration, but maybe just a relief.
What was the final position?
29.
Oh, was it 29?
28 maybe.
Come on, Alan. It must have been 28.
It starts with a 2, so who cares?
Tomorrow you're in.
Yeah, I was excited. I was confident for race day. I got on track and maybe was pushing a bit too hard. And first run, I actually ended up crashing and slamming my face into some rocks.
Oh, man.
Okay, sir, Greg. It looks like Greg has come off. Could you just head to the bottom of the track?
I was excited. I wanted to pick up the pace, and yeah, I paid the price.
Figure it out come race.
Says he's good, he's going back up.
So I was quite relieved I didn't really get hurt in the crash. Definitely made me race the final more cautiously. You've got 8 opportunities to win a race or podium or be in the top 10. And that's it. It's the way I see it, and I think it adds a little more pressure to things because we're halfway through the season. This race was bittersweet. Making it through that final is something that should be happening on a regular basis. It's just taking a bit of time, so we're getting there. It's not long.
Proud of you, chap.
Ah, we're getting there. It's been a rough week, as you can probably see on my forehead.
He's just got to build, and it takes time to build. Frustrating for Greg that he doesn't have the time, but I think now he's trying to build for the next generation.
It's going to be a big day tomorrow, so all we can do is hope for the best.
When people ask me about Greg's longevity in downhill, to think Leger 2004, the world champs, he was less than a second off the win, and fast forward to 2024 and he's still right there.
There's something really exciting about chasing the time and trying to go quicker and trying to squeeze through a section and not touch your brakes. But then there's also high risk. This venue, when it's dry and fast, it's scary to ride. The line's really tight and there's like lots of stuff that can go wrong. I get quite a lot of negative thoughts because crashes are big. Like, there are quite a lot of people airlifted here. I get really nervous racing here. I think what's made it worse is coming back here after, breaking my neck in Val de Sol. It's one of the things you can't think about. Hey, maybe just take these negative thoughts out before you race, because you don't need to be thinking about stuff like that. I do feel in a better place than I was in the previous races. My shoulder's feeling good. I kind of try to put behind me and keep pushing forward to keep developing and keep testing on the bike and trying to get into this final.
5.
When you have all the tools to win, really, at the end of the day, it kind of just comes down to me.
Both in. As excited as they seem for it. Wind it up.
There's a good chance, I think, for both of them.
Look at him go. That man is close. So close.
We're confused.
Yeah, we don't know what emotion to have. What emotion should we have?
We've made it.
The thing is, they're not expecting it to be like tons of rain.
Let's go look at it quick.
I mean, I'm keen if it rains early.
I think the rain's coming late. Just in time for finals.
Just
in time for like the last 8 riders.
Greg, tomorrow?
No. As ready as you guys.
Race day morning, it's always quite frantic because there's only an hour of practice.
So we've got practice at 10 then?
Yeah.
It was all brought forward because of the weather change, so we were up really early to try and work out what was the organisation going to tell us.
What's the schedule? It's, as I said, it's 9 till 10. Yeah, you got to have an hour.
And then once we found that out and we got the revised start times, I had to get everything prepared and planned.
And these were conditions that the riders just simply hadn't practiced.
There was so much communication, like from Matt going up with another set of wheels with the right tyres on it, based on sort of how Greg had seen the conditions were developing. And then obviously I could see that there was a line that was just impossible, and it was the line that he was running. And I was like, what do I do here? Because it's Greg Minnaar, could he ride that? And I just thought he probably couldn't. So I just phoned Tom. I said, I need to speak to Greg. And then I just ran through the section with him and I said, you're going to have to drop low here. It was mad because he said, fine, I'll do it. You could see his experience come out there. And when he came into that section, my heart rate was probably as high as his.
I take us left and I'm like searching for this second low line.
And I see him standing like on the edge of the thing. Sarah, he's going to jump.
Well, it's been a while. I must be honest, there has been times where I felt like I'd never reached the podium again. At 42 years old, you're racing guys who are pinning it, but man, it just shows you when you've got like the backup and support and everything can work out all right, even at 42. Everyone behind it deserves it. It's like, I'm stoked to be the one delivering it, but really this one's actually for them.
3:26 will be the start time for the GOAT, Greg Minnaar.
Greg said that his first World Championships was when he was 15. And he's 42 now. And he hasn't missed one. He started one, crashed and broke a collarbone, so didn't finish it. Imagine telling your kids that, your grandkids. It's not a bad record, is it, when you look back on a career?
I take every World Champ serious, but this one's probably got a little bit more meaning. At 42, turning 43, there's not many more years left, and I want to finish racing on the highest. You know, I've been fortunate enough to win the World Champs in my hometown in South Africa, and now to have a World Championship in Andorra, where I now live, I think it was a good time. It was a nice time to call that in.
Greg has been my athlete since 2008 when he came on the syndicate. I don't know, what was that, 15 or 16 years? And people would say, how long are you going to do this, you know? And I would always say, as long as Greg goes. Because I have been a part of his success. And I've certainly been able to enjoy watching it unfold. The other night, Gracey's jersey was loose and Greg's is loose. And always, I mean, that's why we have a sewing machine on the truck. I'm doing this jersey and it was just a pleasure. But then I also had the reflection like, this is the last time I get to sew his World Champs jersey. So what do you think about it? So I try not to think about it. But then it's just like, fuck. I'm never gonna sew a World Champs jersey for him again. Yeah.
Kathy's been amazing. She's been incredibly helpful as well as being a good friend and making it fun. The effort she puts in makes it so much easier as a racer.
I think the World Champs is the event that an athlete wants to win because in any normal day-to-day life, people can relate to it. It just validates you. And I think that's why, for a lot of riders, that's what you really crave. Fortunately, with World Championships, if you're not right at the very top, people don't look as far down the result sheet. It makes for really exciting racing on the day because people try and elevate and they're like, well, let's just throw everything at it.
I've had a good result here last year. Being on the podium, it was great. But after having like a 6-week break, I've always battled to like keep the momentum of confidence going. The full family's back together. You know, Kirk's here, Lucas is here, Gracey's here. It's good to see Gracey back. She had a pretty good national champs.
First race back, my hand was still sore. So I was just kind of chilled. Could have been better, could have been worse, but good for Worlds, so. That big break that I had was like kind of good for me, just to have like a reset. I just came in with a fresh mindset to have fun and remember it's just biking, and I started because I loved it and it was fun, so I just didn't remember that.
Watching Gracey through the changes through the beginning of the season when Lucas got injured right away. And she's on a brand new team. She's now surrounded by a gazillion people who she doesn't know, and I don't get the sense Gracey really likes a lot of attention.
The mental aspect of things, like with biking and racing, has never been an issue till this year. I guess just because I've always gotten like close to the results I wanted. But this year, obviously, that hasn't happened. So I've been getting some help from a sports psychologist. Came up with like some strategies when I'm feeling down, just to get me fired up again. Yeah, it's mainly just to like not think about the pressure and like the expectation I put on myself. Just trying to distract myself, like breathing and like looking at the view, listening to songs.
I think she's really gained the benefit from the foundation she has behind her, how she is feeling through it all and coming back. I'm not her, so I don't know how she's feeling about it, but she's just riding amazing, so I think maybe that says it all.
I'm really excited about Gracey. Just straight away, she was up to speed on the bike. And she always looks good on the bike, but here I was like, here we go. And a lot more people have been coming up to me just as I walk down the hill and saying how good she is, how fast she's looking. And to me, that's really exciting because they can see it too. She's like the next generation of bike riding ability and talent with a mature head and shoulders. So it's a good package to have, isn't it?
The track's running pretty good. We have the berms at the top. You can actually push into them, which is nice. You don't feel like you're gonna die.
How was that?
It was good.
Yeah?
Good first lap.
What's the track like today?
Better everywhere, pretty much.
Yeah?
I rode the rock garden sick. good. Okay.
And how are you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing. I've been smashing Mont-Sainte-Anne. I've been loving it.
Just looking over your shoulder because I reckon they'll shut the lifts. There's thunder and a little bit of rain, so I'm really glad my rain jacket's back in the pits.
Not even worth it.
The thing with Greg is that he still goes through the same emotions that you and I go through. So I think he'll be having probably some self-doubt. What happens if it goes wrong?
Under pressure, and a few fundamentals we need to be on top of, like it just put us on the back foot.
He wants to do the best for Andorra, for a lot of friends and family who are over. That's going to be a lot of pressure for him. But what I've noticed with Greg is he's very good at rising to that occasion, and he likes putting on a show for his friends and family. I think he knows what's at stake, and he's like, I don't want any mistakes. It's the last opportunity. That must feel weird for him because he's had such a long career. If something doesn't go right one weekend, you've got another opportunity. You can work to get better, you can refine the bike, you can refine himself, but all of a sudden it's sort of come down to this. All of this refinement, all of this work since he was 15. And so I think that's why he's probably thinking, you know what, tomorrow's the last chance, the last go at it. He's got an opportunity tomorrow to get another medal, which would be unbelievable. And there is that possibility because he firmly believes that. It's not like he's going into tomorrow like it's a farewell parade. Greg's not trying to avoid failure, he's trying to achieve success. Non-elite athletes think, I don't want to look bad here, I don't want to fail. I don't want to be seen to not be where I was once. Greg's not thinking that. He's thinking, I want to go and win it. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
And so I got started, I was like feeling amazing, feeling good. And I got a little bit late to the very first simple rocks. And as I landed the front end, hooked on a rock and it just flung me. And once I saw the video, if I had gone 3 meters, I would have been head first into this big block of a rock. I was asked the same question, like how do you mentally get through it? And I remember being a kid and crashing on at motocross. And my dad was like, oh, get back on and give it another go. He's like, yep, you got to get over it. And so I think that mentality as a kid just something that I've learned and learned to deal with.
I filmed it and she must have literally got back to the pits. How was that? I was like, that was really fast.
She just knew it.
She knew it straight away. So
yeah, it's a good feeling to have on morning of race day.
That's the thing, that self-confidence.
Yeah.
I know she has talent and goes really fast. And then you want to know how can they put together a race run and are they able to do that as well?
At the beginning of the year, I put so much pressure on myself. At Worlds, I was just like, okay, just have fun. Have fun on the jumps and like, just relax. And I did, and then I rode really well. So.
She was able to pull together a brilliant run, an excellent performance. She said, I couldn't have done anything more. It's all you can ever ask of yourself. And those are rare performances to have. And so that just proves she can race well.
Thinking back on it, I don't think I could have done anything better. Put everything out there, so. That's the best elite result I've got, so. And I was 1.6 off Valley, so I mean, that was dope. Revved up the engine now.
That was so good. Gracey on fire. Unbelievable.
I think we've been anticipating this.
He wanted to do it right.
Yeah.
And I think he's doing it right. He works best under pressure.
Yeah.
Next rider coming out of the start, the greatest rider of all time. 2001, 23 years ago.
Yeah.
I can't quite believe Greg Minnaar has managed to be in the medals in the immense league for 23 years.
Through the bit that I fell off and now let's go. No break into this big left. The tire just folded and it just flicked me. And I just lost all my momentum onto the road gap and I tried to keep pushing hard down.
He's had one incredible career and has been an absolute massive part of the sport.
It is my last World Champs. I wanted a bit of race. I guess there was a lot leading into it and probably quite a bit of emotion.
Really
That is your last World Championship run. Thank you for so many years of entertainment.
It was special because it's my last World Championship, but Gracey made it really special. Her 4th place was incredible. She showed what we've been trying to build all year. That's why I'm a little bit less emotional about it, because we've still got racing to go. I'm not going anywhere.
Did a really good job at World Champs. I think we did everything we could. We're now a week later, pretty close to Andorra. Loudenville's not far, but everything seems very different. It's almost back in the trenches. It's pouring with rain. The track's really, really hard, but that's good. That's downhill, isn't it?
I was feeling really good after Andorra, obviously, getting 4th, and yeah, we showed up at Loudenvielle, and then it was pouring rain, obviously, super muddy. I didn't really feel that good on my bike.
The way the soil is here, it's like really deep mud, really.
I'm actually feeling alright, like I'm liking it. Maybe I just like a challenge.
I think he's really positive. A bit less pressure on this one. When everything slows down and you're picking your way down the track and trying to generate speed, I think that's quite a buzz for a rider, as opposed to a track that's not especially very difficult.
The weather changing, they made the decision to stop the practice at lunchtime. So there was only one session, and that session consisted of 2 runs. And we were told that was to preserve the track. But then when we came back the next morning, nothing had been done.
Gracey would have dropped in probably in the last couple of minutes. It's going to be a messy track. It's been wet all night, and now it is sunny. We might see some peanut butter and some mess, so I'm going to be right here for her to get as many laps in as possible.
The sport's really hard. Semi-finals day practice, first lap I came down pretty much crying.
Oh my God.
And I'll see you back, just see you in the finish line.
I can't ride the second half, like I can't clip it. Not ideal, but
Just gonna smile through it.
yeah, I'm trying. But the top was so fun. Like the ruts were like this deep.
With all those flags, so you never get a rhythm.
So many red flags, so you couldn't even get a full run in. I think everyone's pretty pissed. We only did like 5 runs before, I guess, semifinals. I didn't feel prepared at all.
I feel like Gracey got the short end of the straw on her qualifier.
Gracey didn't have the best run, granted, but she was 4th. Those 9 reruns come in. They're an hour and a half later on a bone-dry track. It's at the organiser's discretion when those reruns occur. From that point of view, that's a bit of a bitter pill. You know, I think that run that Gracey put in would have scraped her in.
You did so well, I know, it sucks. It's not fair.
I felt sorry for Gracey because that shouldn't have happened. They should have had a better plan for that. Like racing, there's a big element of luck. Sometimes you're on the good side of it, sometimes you're on the bad side of it. It happens. We're in a sport where you're pushing so hard, you need a bit of luck for everything to come right.
It was just smooth. No fireworks, just no big mistakes, just clean.
Kirk probably feels if he's in a big truck, he's got Greg, Gracey as teammates around him all the time and all the support that he wants to elevate. But he has. Like if you look at his results through the year, they've just got steadily better, and to just miss out on qualifying in Leogang and then to come here, out-qualify Greg, I think secretly he was buzzing.
Let's go! That was such a good one.
Thanks. If you knocked me out of the well done.
Feels good to be riding on a Sunday. Just a relief to be out there. Before the season, my expectation definitely wasn't that I was like not going to be making finals most of the time. Like that's not really where you want to be. That's not super fun when you don't even get to race on Sunday. So I think it's the pressure of your own expectations mainly is what you feel as a rider.
Probably my last World Cup in Europe, but at the same time, I don't want to go anywhere. I'm still going to be here next year.
You're prepared for a certain track, and when that rain comes in the afternoon, it does catch you by surprise.
So when we got up there, it was foggy, but it was like a dry fog. We were warming up, and Alan was saying that it was raining at the bottom, and I had mud tyres.
As I got outside the warm-up tent, it just came down.
And there wasn't time to do the tyre, the mudguard and the peak, so I just told Greg he had to pick in the gate and off he went.
We knew what the track was going to be like in the wet, and it was like still hard and just glossy on top. So while this might be my last race in Europe, for me, I'm still thinking 2025, building this team up. How are we going to support the riders to the next level?
It does feel like there's been enough invested in it through my own time and from Norco that I do always want to hold myself to the same expectation as like a factory full-time racer.
But then when he puts in a result like that, he should be really happy with that. He's really shown himself to be top 20, top 25 material in the world, and the guy's an engineer for Norco.
Kirk was amazing, eh? It was great to see him in that final. My wife and I were watching the finish area and she's like, oh, this is your last European World Cup. And I was like, we're going to be back here. I'm still going to be pushing this team to the next level. The bike's taken me to many places around the world, but this is quite a unique place to come and visit. That's one of the things that probably made me the most nervous about retiring. And once I found that place within a brand that I could then know that I was coming back to all these venues, maybe not as one of the horses in the race, but still competing within the team, it made retiring a lot easier. I'm glad I can come back and enjoy watching it from the sideline.
This race is going to be difficult because we've got a lot of extra things going on. It's Greg's final World Cup.
Today's been tough, lots of media, but tomorrow's full focus on racing. I would like to finish on a good result. To me, that would be the most amazing way to finish a career.
Loic, if you were to describe Greg in one word, good.
This was my favourite section back in '98 when I came in.
Good landing there, and you got it right there, but I got it.
I've been blessed with an incredible career. To be in an extreme sport that's very high risk for 27 years, moving relatively good, that's a big achievement.
I think it's the final opportunity for a rider. If you have a good weekend that you're satisfied, you'll probably go into the winter break thinking I deserve a rest. I'm looking forward to next year and I'm going to prepare gradually.
I did everything really good except the rock garden today. I had to figure it out still. It was really slick this morning. I really want to get on the podium. Like, that's my goal, so I'm going to send it.
The goal of mine is that I want to be there for every race this year, and so now that I've made it here to the last race, it's time to just send it.
If you don't do yourself justice at this weekend, you think, okay, next time, but there's not a next time. This is it.
First run, bro. I'm ready. Each race we come to, we've been a little bit more prepared. So hopefully that will help me out. I think with all the craziness, it'll be nice to just focus on racing and try and put everything else aside.
It's pretty clear that if you can take away the expectation and just focus on each section as you're going through it and each bit of the process, that's when you'll get the best results. Like how to keep him focused on the bike racing bit and not worry about the rest of it.
Everyone has played such a part in this, and I think it's worth recognising that. He's having a good culture in the team, and ultimately it's from the riders up, so thank you.
Hey, we had a big day today. It's qualifiers and semi-finals. I think I had a pretty good pace. I didn't like faff too much in sections. I just tried to work on getting the pace up there, and it seems to be okay. So 2 runs to get the line, and then let's go.
We're just trying to get into Fort Knox. We have a pass for the parking.
So it'll be on your right.
Yep.
He's happy, I'm happy.
How'd the time training go yesterday?
I could have ridden everything a bit better, but yeah, we'll get there today. Try and keep remembering that it's just riding a bike. It's fun, just keeping it fun.
5, 4. Gracey Hemstreet, la Canadienne de Norco.
Gracey said earlier that she's never met a more competitive person in her life. And I'm going, yeah, this is why he's still here. He'll want to do himself justice.
But I put a lot of pressure on myself. There's a lot more pressure than I realised.
I see a gold helmet flying through the air and I'm like, I've killed Greg Menard. Said I was sorry like 50 times, I think.
Are you again?
I'm so... He was like really nice, because if it was another guy, I don't think they would have been that nice.
I need to just relax, smoothen up, neaten up, and it should be fine.
not really sitting in the front of my memory when I think about any obstacles or challenges that I had getting to where I have. When I stop and think about it and look back, times in hospital where I had to rush into surgery because there was a window where I could lose my leg.
Weekend as a World Cup rider.
Yeah, but you'll be in, so sort it out later.
How did Kirk go?
Well.
I suppose it's like the expectation of doing well, of having some of that kind of pressure is actually a good thing, and it's something that lights a fire under you to perform your best.
A bit hesitant yesterday and a bit cautious because I had a crash on my second round.
Oh shit.
Just trying to have confidence coming back and feeling comfy on my line, so it feels kind of easy.
I'm like, how are you feeling? How are you doing? And he's just like, what am I going to do if there's all these heads and this go to the crowd and I'm not through to the finals? I think maybe after the race it'll all like sink in.
This is the kind of thing that he lifts his game for because it matters. That's when his brain does the magical things that his brain does.
It's something that's been on my mind for the last 3 weeks, at least. It's the last race with goats cruising around, there's everyone from Norco coming in. What's going to happen if I don't make the final? Am I going to be dressed up as the goat, cheerleading on the side, or what?
Here we go, 11.
That's more like it.
That's my goat.
So now I can relax.
Here's G-Race. Don't stress, you'll have a rerun, but we just got to work out when it will be.
They weren't being very clear with when we were supposed to start, and Alan wanted answers, and he got told off. So.
Shall I come up with you? Because there'll be a load of timing to worry about. Yeah, I'll do that.
He is exactly who you want on your side. I felt kind of more relaxed than my first run, to be honest.
Kirk and Greg, both in. 3 for 3.
Well done. Oh, bloody hell. What a team, eh? It was such a big thing for us to all be in the final, all be in with a good shot.
This was my first final of the year, which sounds crazy, but just to be in the mix is a nice feeling. Better than not. The fog was mental. You couldn't see.
Come here and come second and know that she can win. Like the first thing that she said to me was, I could have won that, I made a big mistake in the rocks.
Incredible! Oh!
Second place! Well, Sector 2, me and Marine were like on the same second, and then Sector 3 I was 2 seconds faster, which is cool. Yeah, it's crazy. Like if I didn't make that mistake in the rock garden, I probably would have won.
You go into the winter maybe with a bit more drive and motivation and what can I work on? When you think about Kirk's position, he was brought in as the engineer, and the whole idea was, look, let's see what we can do with this super talented rider who's not had the support. Let's put him in a factory setup. Through the season, he's just got better and better, and to finish with a 16th at Mont-Sainte-Anne, I'm really proud because I feel as though that encapsulates the whole plan for what we were trying to do with Kirk. And so I'm super proud of the process. I'm super proud of Kirk, how he's improved and what he's learned from Greg.
For sure it's daunting as an athlete to end your career and then go into the next chapter. So it was a long chapter. I've always felt like I've never really had the skill and that I've really had to focus on being a little better than I possibly am. I feel like I'm riding quite a bit out of my comfort zone when I'm racing. And that's a special feeling, and that's a feeling that I'm probably going to miss.
To have Greg come down there just a few riders after me, being his last race with the Norco goat revving the chainsaw and everybody getting behind it, that was a really special moment.
I'm very blessed and very thankful for an amazing career. And it was a tough race. The crowd was impressive. You guys were amazing. It was incredibly wild. I had guys running up to the side of the track cheering me on. You know, that was really special. So thank you guys. It was an incredible day.
The greatest of all time.
sunk in that you've retired?
It fully sunk in when I woke up on Sunday and had to attend a 4-hour meeting to plan for 2025.
How you break my heart, keeping me holding on too long, yeah. Let me tell you one